Hey, this is your sister Blondie, and we are talking about the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now, let's just do a little bit of an overview because it's not just 7 habits, there's a lot more to it. There's things such as paradigms, meaning what is your mental map? And there's also another topic called the emotional bank account, which definitely that's a must if you are following me and because you've been watching my videos on relationships. The part where they talk about emotional bank account, that has a lot to do with relationships. And of course there is the 7 habits, and let's talk about the 7 habits. We'll just do a quick overview of the 7 habits. So habit 1, that is, be proactive. Be proactive. And what is being proactive? It's taking responsibility for your life. This is your life. You are responsible for your life. And then habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. And this is, what is your life about? You get to decide that. No one else decides that for you. You decide what your life is about. And then habit number 3, put first things first. And what is that? Live what your life is about. Now, I've heard another analogy for these 3 habits. And so habit number 1, be proactive. Another way to look at that, you are the programmer. And when you're thinking about computers, you're the programmer. You program your life. And then habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. That means write the program. Habit number 3, put first things first. That means run the program. Now, those first 3 habits that I just talked about, they're known as private victories. Now, the next 4 habits, they are known as public victories. Let's talk about it. So you have habit number 4, that is creating a win-win situation. I'm not going to get into it. I'll get into that in later videos. But when you're working with other people, is it a win-win situation? Is it a win-lose situation? Is it a lose-win situation? How are you working with other people? And then habit number 5 is seek to understand. First seek to understand, then to be understood. Means start being curious. Start being curious about other people and what's going on, and then ask to be understood. Be willing to gather more information. In other words, stop jumping to conclusions, stop judging, and start being curious. Ask as many questions as you possibly can. So that is, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Habit 6 is synergize. Again, it is working with other people. Now, though, there's an analogy, 2 plus 2 equals 4. When you synergize and you work with other people, 2 plus 2 can be 5, 10, 20. Because when you're, the sum is greater than the parts. I believe that's how he put it. The sum is greater than the parts. I mean, when you only work with one person, that's all you get. Or if you only work when you work with 2 people, well, 1 plus 1 is 2, but maybe that could be 3 or 4. You multiply. It's called synergizing. It's the sum is greater than its parts. It's like if you go into another book, Think and Grow Rich, if they talk about the mastermind, because the more minds you put together, the greater the result. And then habit number 7, that is sharpen the saw. Okay, this is a never ending process. This is a book that you should have on your shelf in every day, once a week, whatever. Pull it out, refresh your memory, think, where do I need to improve on? What area of my life do I need to improve on? Because you're never done working on yourself. You're never done working on yourself. There's always something that can be improved. And each one of these categories is it's an amazing thing to work on. I actually have a list of these 7 habits posted up to remind me, this is an area that I can work on. So that is an overview of the 7 habits of highly effective people.